Good morning. Let's do bookkeeping. If you have a way to record your business transactions that is working for you, that's good. You can keep doing that. If you are looking for a way to keep a record of your business transactions, I'm going to show one way you can do that, and you can draw inspiration from it. So as you can see from, in case you are wondering how to how to record how to file your data, I will suggest that the workbook you work with, it is a good idea you save them on a monthly basis. And when you have when there are instances that when you make a lot of entry during a month, it might be a good idea to even save a weekly files as well. So I tend to have just one folder, weekly folder, that I will pretty much replace things that is inside of it with changes that are made week from week. But you can have different type of weeks as well, from week 1 to week 4, for instance. And the reason why I'm suggesting that is maybe 2 years ago I was working and I have 2 documents open that I was working with, and I'm not sure what happened, but I was having a problem with the spreadsheet, one of the spreadsheet, and I tried to save and close them to reopen them later. And he asked a question that I read, but I think I misunderstood what was asked, and I saved it anyway. And what happened is one spreadsheet got saved with the data from another spreadsheet that was open. So it turned out that one spreadsheet got duplicated, and one of the other spreadsheet, the second spreadsheet, got deleted. Thankfully, the one got deleted was a data that I can reduplicate. The one that got doubled will be a lot harder for me to duplicate. And it was halfway through the year data. So if you have been entering things in your spreadsheet and you are just been saving it, your changes, it might be a good idea you keep monthly. Every month you save it and copy it to the next month and continue. That way, if something like that happened, even within a month, if you made a lot of entries, if you have week 1, 2, 3, and something happened that you lost one of the week's entry, you'll know that you only lost 1 week worth of data. But that's just a thought. So now we have 2 spreadsheets open, and in this video we are going to enter sales, purchases of raw materials, and shipping costs, and probably work on cost of goods sold as well. So how do you bookkeep for your business? So I'm going to first work with the sales. So we are going to open I tend to have a copy, I print out purchases, I print out sales, and for purchases I copy the purchase, I make a copy of the receipt as well for purchases. So for this first one, we have a sales here on eBay, and it is a cloth napkin, and we will make that entry. And you can design your own inventory sales spreadsheet, and you can make you can download a copy from our blog ninasoap.com as well. I will show that shortly where you can find it. It's under free download. In fact, those two spreadsheets that I'm going to work with are at ninasoap.com, our blog, under free download. And the inventory spreadsheet will work for L.L.C. file 1065. It will also work for L.L.C. tax as a Nest Corp, that file 1120S. So I'm just going to, in fact, for this one, let's enter so that you see how everything will go in. So first, the business activity is going to be Nina Soap, and it was sold. And if you download a copy and it's having that, you just have to click OK and move on. It's sold on eBay, and the SKU, if I don't know the SKU, I'm going to go look for it. For this spreadsheet, I have a tab for finished products, and when you enter your finished products in inventory, when you are selling that product, you need to record the sold so that it can come out of the inventory. The inventory can be up to date for you. So I'm just going to click on sold, and the reason why I have those colon is to be able to pull data to another tab, a summary tab, to have a summary of things that I entered. So the name of the product is going to be exactly the way I entered in stock on my spreadsheet, which may not necessarily be the title I listed with sometimes, but I just want to know which product is sold. And for that reason, a lot of time, I will tend to put the SKU in the title so that it's easy for me to know which product I sold. It might occupy a real estate in the listing space that I have, but it is important for me to know which products the client purchased for me to fulfill the order and to be able to find it and update my spreadsheet, my inventory as well. So one is sold, and the price it is sold for, I will go back to, and 425, 4.25, and I want to make sure, what is it? You both behave there. So the total is 425, and I want to make sure, let me close one tab, one spreadsheet here, and I want to make sure that is the total cost, the total price, and we have tax here for 32 cents, and that 32 cents eBay will collect it and return it to the states, but I still like to enter that on the spreadsheet, but it does not go on my tax documents because I didn't cash it. And let me get the red out of there. I will enter the states. Okay, because I cut off the area, let me look at the one that I have here, the paper documents for the states. The state is Illinois. And it is physical product. And sell out of the state my business is located, and it is eBay. And this area will allow me to take the sold item out of inventory. So I need to enter the cost of goods sold. So I will go back to the item, and if I have multiple entries and I have different type of cost of goods sold for that same items, I had to make sure the first entry I'm using that cost of goods sold, and I had to make sure I'm following it. We might come across another example where that what I'm saying will make sense. So I only have one line here, and it is 134, so I can just copy it in case there is some decimal point hidden there, and I will paste value. And I will go back to the thing to see other things that got added. So I added another cloth, 9x7 double-sided. So I need to look for that. And I need to enter the date as well. So let's go back to it. And that's 7/27 that I fulfilled the order. So I will it's July 7/27, and it is a handmade product. And because of the added products is the same day, I will enter those items as well, and it is handmade. Same from Nina Soap and to eBay client, and I will look for that item, and it is 9x7 and double-sided. So 9x7 9 by 7, and that will be this one that is double-sided. And I can copy the skew from it. Sold. And I believe one was added, and it was added as a gift. The price is 0. And it's going to Illinois as well. And it is physical product, and I can just copy those 2, 3, and I will paste it. And I will find the cost to make that product. And the cost is 0. Out. I'm recording here. The cost is 0. So I'm going to go back, and the cost is 0. So now I'm going to add the shipping, and the shipping I'm going to add it on the row that the item sold is on, and the shipping is 5 cc. I don't know if you can see it here, but it's 5 cc, 5.cc, and this will automatically tell me if there is a profit on that item or not. So by selling one and paying 5 cc for the shipping, there is a loss there. And that is an example of how to enter that to enter a sold item in your inventory spreadsheet to update it. And by doing so, the finished product summary tab for that particular item is summarizing the inventory at the start of the year, the purchases during the year. In these instances will be production during the year, and technically it should match. I don't know what line it was on. It should match your finish. It should match. We have only one line, so it should match that, and you'll have year-end inventory that is pretty much taking inventory at the start of the year plus production during the year minus any out of inventory minus any cost of goods sold to have the value at the end of the year. So each time you sell a product that you made and you update your spreadsheets, your year-end inventory will be up to date. So if you file form 1125-8, which is cost of goods sold, you will have your inventory up to date to be able to complete that. So, and then cost of goods sold is pretty much quantity sold and they add them out, and it's saying we should have 3 left on hand for about that dollar amount. So now we got that one added. I like to sometimes work on all those entries, and then I'll update the bookkeeping spreadsheet. But in this same example, I'm going to draw it right away so that you see where the shipping costs will go as well. So there is this bookkeeping spreadsheet that is pretty much that's where I enter all our expenses so that I can capture all expenses that go through the bank account, the business bank account, the business credit card in one spot, so that when filing the business tax return Form 1120S, I have all the expenses in one area. So in this instance, I think I have some update made for it, and this July 5.6 is the expense, is the shipping related to that order. So it has been updated here. We will go back to this one, and I wanted to make sure I didn't enter the sold item, and I didn't. So having those dates helps knowing what you already entered and what you have not done yet. And when you are done, if you have printed documents, when you are done, you can just file them in the proper folder. That way they are now on your desk, or on file to get to later area. So we have one item done. We'll move to the next one. And make sure I capture everything out of that. So the next one, I'm going to pause it. So the next one, A123, it is a headset and on eBay. So we will go back to our inventory spreadsheet and we will save it to make sure we save our entries. And it was August. So August. A123, and it is a resell item. Resell. And I'm just going to copy the business activity related to that, and it is on eBay platform. And I'm not sure I have a SKU for it, but I need to go find the item. So this spreadsheet tends to have multiple tabs for different type of product. So for resell products, you will go to that tab to find the headset. And I'm just going to copy that. And while we are here, I can see if I have a SKU for it. No, I don't. And we will go back to sold, and I will enter the name exactly the way it is on the spreadsheet so that it can pull it out of the inventory for us. And we make sure we have sold there because it's very important. And then it is one that is sold, and we can go back and check 1099. $10.99, and let's see what else we can get from there. The tax is 66 cents, and we need to know the states. And the state is Pennsylvania. 0.66, and you want to make sure this total is what the spreadsheet has. 1165 is correct, and it is PA, Pennsylvania, and it's a physical product sold to outside of state. I'm just going to copy that and paste. Control V to paste, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. It is 1, and the cost was 108. So I'm just going to go to, I can use either, but it's one row here, so I'm just going to copy it from here. I'm just going to copy, and I will go back and paste value, and we will continue. And the shipping, in fact, while we added, let's see, we add a bamboo cloth, so let's add that bamboo cloth to it as well. So let's go back, and the bamboo cloth, let's copy those two, is a private label product. So let me just paste it here, by choosing the category right, it's going to pull it out of the right category. In this spreadsheet, if you do not choose the right category, the inventory won't update for that category. So the product is under private label, and it will be, I have no idea, I think that'll be that one too, and that will be eBay. In fact, that'll be in a soup product. So we will go to private label tab to find the name of the item, and it is a soft bamboo cloth, so that will be bamboo cloth. I will copy that, and it is a private label. So let me see here, you see the category. So when you are entering things on your spreadsheet, you are entering your product in inventory. The category is important because it's labeling the product in a way that your summary tab can work. Even your summary tab can pull things from the sold tab and match the item to the right category. So we have that bamboo that was added to the products, one for $0, and going to Pennsylvania, and it is a physical product. I'm just going to copy, Control C, Control V to paste. Automatically that one is here for us. We need to find the cost and add it. So we'll go back to the private label tab, and if we want, we can pull it out of the summary tab for the private label, or we can pull it from the private label tab. They both have one line, so that is the cost, the unit cost, or we can pull it from here as well. I'm just going to copy, and I'll go back and paste value. And paste value. Okay. So that is done. Now let me stay on this tab here. Now we have a box. It got shipped in a specific box 964. There is two options to this. If your packaging, let me see this. I'm trying to update this to enter my business supply as inventory as well, to account for it when I file 1125 cost of goods sold, to account for those supplies. And then when I ship things using those business supplies, they can come out of the inventory, because business supplies are inventory, and as I use them, I pretty much include the cost of the one we use, not the business supply purchase. So if I don't have them with the inventory, those total costs are not accounted for, but only the one that I'm deducting as I spend it. So for future business supply, I intend to have a category for it to be included in the inventory. So that's another. The free download one does not have that option. It have supply tab as well, but it does not include in the inventory. So that's where the box that is used, that's where it is. So that's where I'm going to put that. I'm going to look for it, and let's go look for that box 964. So you have two options on how you want to design your inventory spreadsheet to include your supplies. So I will enter that, and it'll be good for me to find the model number as well. It depends on your business model. If you cannot track if you cannot do your accounting at a detailed level, which level works for you, you might just stick to it if it's working for you. So it's 44. Let me just copy that number, and I will go back, and I will move to quantity use session, and I will I'll paste value of that, and we use 1. And by entering those here, it will allow the spreadsheet to track how much we use in the business, how much we have left, and how much we use. It will be good at the end of the month to go to the bookkeeping spreadsheet and enter the packaging cost, the packaging use cost there, because this one inventory cost of goods sold is now tracking the cost. It's tracking the cost, but the summary tab is now using that. So it will happen on 8/1/23. So I will, and automatically it will update the summary tab for that. Year, start year purchase and use and remaining inventory. So let's see if this is updating it the way we want that to do it. And that'll be this one. And I don't know if that's the new one that I'm updating. Probably might be the new spreadsheet the new tab that I'm designing, because this one, let me see this one here. But anyway, we are not going to dwell on it much, but because I'm redesigning it, I think I'm making changes to it. Quantity use. Quantity use out of inventory. Okay, so that's the one that I'm redesigning. It'll go through out of inventory, and for this one is now going to go through out of inventory, because that product is already here. So we have that amount. Let's copy it again, but the summary tab is the new design that I'm working on. And yeah, I will not need to enter the sold items here, but it'll go through out of inventory, the tab, to get there. But anyway, so let's come back here, and the way the free version that is on our blog work, it will go under shipping. So I'm just going to paste value there. It'll go under packaging here, and then we will copy the shipping, and the shipping is $6.40. So we'll go back and we'll add the shipping, $6.40. And automatically you'll be able to see if you have a how do you call it, profit on the item or not. And keep in mind, it's not taking into consideration the platform fee that the platform charge you for you to sell your product there. It's not taken into consideration here on this spreadsheet. So we have that item. It'll be good to check if that $6.40 is on the cost section. Is 8/1 $6.40 we added, but I'm having 7/14 here, and I wanted to double check that date is correct. So 7/14, I think I copy and paste that line, and I didn't change the dates. Let me see what the shipping is for this one. is 645. Okay, 645. Okay, so the item I must have copy. Okay, we have 2 shippings here. On day 14, I will go back. Might be dates I ship more than one. Then let me go back to this. So the shipping, so we have 29. We do not have the 645. So I will go back to that bookkeeping. We have the 29.30, but not the 645. So this one will have 6.45, and I copy that row to work here. I need to change the date on this one to August. And that 640 is accurate. So 5cc 640. Let's get back to it. So we have 29.30, 645, 5cc, and 640. So we do have this packaging here, and for this packaging to go through, for this cost to be accounted for in the way I report it now on this spreadsheet, I will need to go here, and I know for a fact that I didn't use any more packaging in August. So therefore, I'm not even sure I should have packaging. Let me just enter it here so that you can see it. But I think I have more August items to enter, but let me enter that, or we can come back and work on it. And let's not forget that. But yeah, I tend to add that as at the end of the month type thing, so that I know that I account for all the packaging entering this session. So now that is done, we'll move to the next one. And it's good to do that on a weekly basis. If you are selling a lot, maybe on a monthly basis might be even better. And it's good to have, if you are doing on a weekly basis, it's good to have a specific day, if possible, that you do your accounting. So I'm more of a routine type person, and I like to see, I like to have, because I spend not a lot of time on the business, I like to have a schedule that is like a routine type things for me. But everybody is different. Just see what works for you. So even though there will be time that I won't work on it every Friday, I will do something. Usually I'll do something on that day related to it. So the day that I started working on it was the 15th of September, and that was a Friday. So yeah, and I was able to do something, but didn't do the whole things since I was thinking about recording it as well. But yeah, let's get back to this one. So here again is eBay, and it is a flannel cloth one. Let's see the state. It is Kansas City. So let's go back and find, in fact, let me see, pink. I'm not seeing the SKU in it, cloth flannel, but I think, let me see here again. Let me, pink elephant, purple. So it's a way for me to describe it, for me to find it later. So what I'm going to do, because it's on eBay and it is a handmade product, I'm going to copy 2 of my entries, and then I'm going to paste it as a function, and I'm going to change the date to August. And let's go back and see when we fulfilled that 18. And it is handmade product from the Nassau eBay. We will change the SKU. The name will change. For sure, that one. I don't know what I added to it. We'll check that later. But let's go find that product in the finish section. And it's flannel cloth, I believe 12 by 12. Flannel cloth is 1 layer. And I can shouldn't have done that. Okay, so let's undo that. Control F. I'm just going to put elephant pink flannel. Hopefully we'll be able to find something related probably now. Okay, so we have that will be this one. Let's see if we have, I'm not sure why I have white there, because yeah, the top is white but does have a lot of pink. Oh, the elephant is purple, and I thought I did better than that to describe it, but that would be this product. I still don't know why I have white in it, but there is a way we can find out. Let's see the SKU. I will paste the SKU, and I will go to the finish, the summary of finished products, and I'm going to see if I have if I describe it. Control F, and I'm going to search that SKU. Okay, and it's good to describe some of your products if it's confusing to find it. That way you will be able to easily be sure on which product it is. But that's the only one with elephant in it. So that will be that one. Okay, so for future references, I will just put flannel. I think that thing is white. Maybe white flannel with purple elephant. Purple elephant. I think, yeah, purple elephant. That should be enough. In fact, believe I got 15 by 15 inches to sew. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that, and we have to remember to change the price because we copy another line. We want a $6.99. Make sure it is well updated. $6.99 is going to Kansas City. You'll make sure if there is tax 52 cents, it is added. 0.52 going to Kansas, and because we copy it, let me change this as well. But let's go back to the top row. Let's look for the cost of that good. It is 79 cents. And while we are there, let's go check if we add something to it. So double-sided 9x7 was added. The shipping is $5 and no specific box was used, just a 9x12 envelope. So we already have that 9x7 flour sack there already, and we just want to make sure everything is up to date for that. And the shipping is $5. We will update that as well. And you can see the profits for those two rows. And that $5 on the 18, we want to make sure we have it, and we do not have that entry here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a row, and I can just copy and paste, but for this one I'm going to enter it so that you see how it is done with this type of spreadsheet. And it is Nina Soap. And a credit card was used for the shipping. Can you just stop that? And now just put it 11 credit shipping orders. I'm just going to copy and paste, and it is $5. And that shipping, I want to select the right, and this spreadsheet pretty much allows you to have your expenses sorted out in a way that will allow you to file your business tax return at the end. So is a business expense. And which line, and this bookkeeping spreadsheet is free as well at nenasoap.com and is for LLC tax as S Corp, Form 1120S. So it helps knowing where that expense will go is on line 19 under deduction of Form 1120S, and by categorizing your expenses as you enter on your spreadsheet, if you have a summary tab, you can pull them there, and you pretty much, it's like you are having your tax return completed on your spreadsheet, if that makes sense. So this one is not an overhead expense, and it's just something there for my own internal record. And again, you have the choice to enter the way I entered and then have a summary tab to pull it to, or you can design your spreadsheet where you have each category layout like, as a column, and you just enter the expense in the right column with the dates on the left side of that line. But again, and then you can sum every column at the bottom or at the top to know every column what the total is. That's one way as well. I have designed spreadsheet in the past like that, and this one has both combined. But I'm going to go to shipping orders column. Seems to me that I pass or something like that. Yeah, I think I pass it, but let's continue. Yeah. Shipping order. I have mail here, but why I'm not seeing shipping orders here? Let me go back to one of the shipping orders and see how it's been pulling it. Oh, yeah. Shipping orders. Okay, so let's go back again to that $5 row again. That will be this one. Shipping order. Shipping order, and that will be equal, and I will just go back and press that and enter. That way it will be there, and it should show as total line 19. Other deduction should be on that line, which it is. But that's that. But then let's go to Form 1120S, and you should have a summary tab that will total your shipping, and that's something you have to check at the end of the month. It's good to see your expense details expense details they should have. Let's go up here. Oh, I didn't even have to do that. Let's go back down to that $5. Okay, so now let's go to the shipping. That's one way to check. You click on that shipping. It's $250.02. So expense by the month. Expense by the month, you can check it. For shipping, $250.02, but then is tracking it by month as well. And expense summary has Form 1120S lines design next to it, and the shipping should match as well. It is, but because we categorize the expenses, is categorizing it, and it does. If you have multiple business activities underneath one, that you'll be showing the activities that has more to show expenses by activities. That's that, and it's showing it here as well. And our shipping is correct. So, and I don't know if because I'm putting things into context here, it'll be good if we open Form 1120S to show Form 1120S and continue to 1125A, because those two are involved in how we are recording our expenses. And while we are at it, I don't think I opened this one. While we at it, I don't know how to file Form 1120S. Let me see if I have a copy of that on hand. I can show how those data will be summarized when to file that task as well. Okay, so let's let's work with Schedule L. Okay, so your Schedule K, your form, let's do it this way. So Form 1120S, line 11, other deduction will have the shipping on that line, and therefore there will be an attachment to it. And that attachment, example of that attachment is this line 19 other deduction, and it is divided between retail and services because that's two activities together in the business, and the shipping is there. So therefore, if you know how you are going to file your tax return, it is a good idea to design your spreadsheet to be able to track your expenses in a way that you will be able to complete those attachments later, and at the same time you will be able to file the return as well. And for the inventory spreadsheet, I still think it has not opened it yet. And while that is opening, let's go to ninasoap.com, our blog, and under free download, you have the bookkeeping there, you have the inventory and sales spreadsheet. So I have two, and one of them allows you to track your status, and the other probably not, but you have both options. And I have this pretty much the two spreadsheets we are working with. They are on the website at ninasoap.com under free download. So if you click on, let's just click on one, we will come back to it, or you click on it and you scroll to the bottom, you should be able to find it. Let's wait for that to be done. Okay, so he was even here the whole time. So yeah, you'll be able to download it. And let me see if that has the same title here. If it has the same title, I won't be able to download it to show it to you. But yeah, let's just click on download, and it downloaded to here, and we should be able to click on it. And no sales tax on service. This one is for no sales tax on service. I think it's still working. So no sales tax on service. For our state, there are some services that are taxed and some that are not. So I have those two versions. So you have to, and if you say enable editing, you just click on it. But it does have all the tab. You just make sure the formula are not broken. And it has all the different tabs. Okay, but we are now going to, yeah, I'm still having that pop up, but yeah, and that's that. I'm not going to work with that, and this is just an example. I'm going to close it as well just to show you. Okay, so why is getting Oh yeah, we don't want to close that one, but we want to close this one. It is, that's the reason why we have been tracking our expenses in a way that will allow you to be able to file the business tax return. So now let's come back to this one and our expense detail tab. That $5 shipping is added, and now we will go back, and I think this one is done, so we are going to let it play. And this one is on the 27th, is eBay, and is a cloth napkin. So let's pause it and go eBay. I need to see the state though. And the state is Washington. Okay, so I'm going to copy. It is a handmade product, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy those two lines and I'm going to paste it. And at the beginning it might take you a while to complete few rows, and after that you can just copy and paste so that you don't have to complete every column. And because it's August, I'm going to just copy and paste that, and it is A27 handmade eBay, and the flour sack change the price change, the shipping, the tax change, the name of the tile change. So it's 12 by 12. Let me see if I have the SKU in it. It does not have SKU in it. So we will copy, and the SKU is 17. Let's see here. I will paste it. And we will go back. We will paste the SKU, and we need to know how many was purchased. One, a set of 5, 1475. Okay, so 5 was purchased. $14.75 divided by 5 will give us a unit, so that the total is $14.75. The state is Washington, and the tax, we need to check that, 78 cents. and the total will be 1553. Okay, so we need to make sure the cost here is accurate for that one, and that's a product that I have multiple entries. As I add it to it, and the unit cost varies. Therefore, I need to know where I am to know which cost to apply. Does that make sense? First in, first out. And again, let's go back to cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. When you are taking things out of inventory, by default is first in, first out. FIFO. But if you are using last in, first out, you will be adding attachment or completing a form. So therefore, just know how you take things out of your inventory. So I have a yellow here, could be is to tell me that I'm on this line. But again, the way I'm going to figure out where I am is to know up to here, for instance, is 89 products. So I like to know how much I sold so far. So I'll go to the finish, the summary of the finished products, and I'll look for that product, and that will be this row. $89 sold so far. So you see, as 89 up to that line that I selected is 89 made to that price. So I'm going to, and so far I sold 73. So I'm still within that 89. Therefore, the price that I'm going to use is going to be this price here. This area, this summary has one row for every product. Therefore, it's going to have an average unit cost, if that makes sense. I only use that at the start of the year, but during the year, I tend to go, because I'll enter the cost. If the cost varies each time I made a product, I will enter it, and some of them I have different type of cost, which can be annoying. But then if you have that, you have to make sure you are using the right cost. You just don't go with the first one, because then you might account less than you should for your costs. Or if that cost is high and the other are low, then you might overestimate your cost or over-report your cost. Don't know if it makes sense. So we are going to put the unit cost, that 89 cents, and let's see what was added. Double-sided 9x7, so that's the same one, and a cloth bag. And I'm kind of surprised though, cloth bag was now used in the other. Okay, so we need to add the cloth bag as well. So the 9x7, the cost is 0, so we already have it here. So we need to add a cloth bag to it, and the way I'm just going to do the cloth bag is I'm just going to go and copy a row that has the cloth bag on it, and I will paste it, and I will update a few things on that row. So it's going to eBay. Okay. And I wanted to make sure this price is accurate, so I need to go look for the cloth bag. And let me see here. The cloth bag should have a skew. Let's copy the skew to find it. Control F. And let's see if we can find that skew. Okay, so again, I wanted to make sure I'm still here. So 19 for that price, and I believe that's the price that I have here, but I wanted to make sure that's the right price. Therefore, I need to go to the finished product and look for that skew again. Oh, don't know what I did here, but okay. So I found it. So 19. So I used 5 so far, so I'm still within that 19. Therefore, that is that 10 cents that I will use. Now because those are entry related to that bag as well. Let's go. You can see, but I wanted to know which one I should take out of the inventory, which cost I should take out of the inventory, and that's the 10 cents. So that's what I have there, so I'll keep it. So now we need to add the shipping. Don't know where I have some price. Let's see, I'm not sure where I have some prices here. It could be because it's a spreadsheet from prior year. I'll be surprised I didn't empty. I didn't empty it completely. But yeah, those should definitely come out of it as well. And those fees should not be there. Let me see. The formula tab should not have anything for those rows. I think I still have something somewhere here. Okay. So we are here under that 10 cents for the bag, but we need to add the shipping. And this, because we copied that row, we need to clean up those things out of it and find the shipping. And the shipping is $5.65. $5.65. $5.65. And you can total everything you put in the package to see if you have a profit. Now $5.65, we can go to the shipping bookkeeping and see if we have a. We do not. We are going to add that. So no, I'm not going to put it there. I'm going to copy and I'm going to go to the next row and I'm going to paste it. And by doing so, I will translate most of the information that I need, and I will turn the date to A27 and 5.cc5, and that's all I need to do here. And I believe it should be able to automatically change it for me, and I know it already did it. Okay, that's why I put a code there before when I was doing it, so that it's automatically changing in the column that is supposed to do that. And if you remember, we saw the shipping that was 250.02 before. Automatically it should update it. Where is the shipping here? And it should update it, and you can see it changed. But we will go back to this, and let's make sure we save our entries just in case. Now we will go back to the beginning again, and see what is next to be added. So this one is cash item. We may not do all of it, but let's see what we can do from this session. It's pretty much things that we purchase from the business. So I like to keep track of it, and then we'll write a check to the business to make that payment. So I should have those already added to the spreadsheet. And let me see here. $320. I wanted to make sure. Let me see if I account for something at the bottom here. Oh, no, it's not the total that I will work with. The total that I work with will include tax. Anyway, I already include those. $23. $37. But yeah, anyway, there is some items. I already include those items in the, since I'm trying to see how I came up with the dollar amount. But yeah, this one was, the check was written before but was not deposited, and this one was the recent one. But again, after those check was accounted for, I believe few other things got sold that I need to add to the list. So I will, let me see here, and I'm going to go down here and those has been added to the inventory already to determine the cost. And let me see here, I have few things that I didn't add to the inventory yet, and I need to do that. And you can see that the dates ended on the 24th of August. So, and I'm going to do few of that so that you can see how those items can be entered, because it included products sold as well. So we are going to take an example, and this example, it is a fabric. Let me see if I can find it. I don't really want to play because we are not done with this yet. 1 minute 40. Maybe I might just have to, let's continue working. This is already added. We will come back to that one, or probably not, but we will see. So let's continue. This one is already in the system, so I'm just going to, but let me make sure it is in the bookkeeping as well, in the journal. So in the journal, cell, so I took it out because it was not deposited. So I need to enter in the journal, and it's going to be 89.76 now that it is deposited. 89.76, and I can put a note somewhere. Okay, now you're deposited. I will put deposited on, I don't know when that was, A20, A23. Okay, so there is another cell, and I'm just going to put it down here, 2823, and it will be cells for, and on your bookkeeping you will try to, I don't think I have that number right, 68 cents. You will reconcile your bank account, and while we added, since we opened this, let's see if I have no, probably not here. Let's update the bank account. So you will open your business bank account, and you'll update your journal. You'll update your journal there. So we are going to, you'll update your journal as you have those transactions going through, and you will compare it to your bank account to make sure I think it's a little bit small for us to see it. So I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm going to make this one smaller probably. But let's see here. 731 eBay 334. Let's see if we can find it. 731, we do not have it, so we are going to make a space there. 731. In fact, I had to go back to the bank to make sure between 19 and 31 if other transaction went through. But eBay deposits, and I believe is 3.34. Let's check it again. eBay deposit 3.34. So the next one is eBay deposit 320 on the 1st. So we will enter another line again. A1 eBay deposit 3.20, and on the 14th we pay the credit card 1735, and we have it recorded already. And on the 21st eBay deposit 569. 5.69. On the 28th, we pay the credit card $5. Credit card $5 is recorded. On the 28th, we have eBay deposit of $12.39. $12.39. On the 28th, the sales went through 320 CCA and 8976. Those are the check that the house wrote for the business. And then we have Stripe on the 29th, 1134. 1134. On the 13th, SC 3609. If you want me to do those type of video, how to record your sales, your raw materials, the cost of goods sold, reconcile your bank account with your journal, will you please leave a comment about it, please? 3609. 36.09. And I think we have everything here. So it's telling us that the bank should have 10, 12, 16. So if everything is accounted for, when we go to the top, it should update to it, and it is now updating it to it. So that means between the 19th and the 31st of July, there are some transactions that I have not accounted for. So I need to go back and check that time frame to make sure I have everything. And when everything is up to, let me see, 3609, and when everything is recorded, the total should match what the bank is saying. because usually they don't show all the data at all. Yeah, that is pretty much where I left it off. But clearly, I needed to check between 19 and 31st because there is more data that I have not accounted for. So the last time that I did the recording was on the 14th of July and it balanced. And this time it didn't. So I'm going to put the date and then I'm going to put no. And then I can put check 7/19 to 7/31. That way, if I don't go back to it right away, I have a note to work with. So now we have the bank account done. So this one is because we are working on that bookkeeping and we have the cells to enter, adjust profits and reconcile the bank with that tab. Now we will continue our cells, and those cells are what is getting deposited by those platforms and Etsy, eBay, and our website, payment gateway company. Okay, so now we have this one, and let me see if I'll be able to. I'm not sure I'll be able to work on this one, but let's see. In fact, I need to know what the item is. So extra sheet. Let me go back up. Okay, so let me see if I can find it, and technically it will be under supply, so I will need to go to, let me go back to the bottom again, and Liber outlet, it will be resell. Okay, let me see if in fact, I believe I have that product in the raw material section. So I'm going to go to the raw material. I think I'll move it to raw materials. Okay. I'm not seeing it here. Okay, so I have it in the raw material section and I sold it. So from the raw material, because I sold it, when I'm adding things to the sold tab, automatically it's going to pull it from the inventory if I categorize it right. If you take things out of the inventory to make a product, you will need to add it to out of inventory tab to take it out of the raw material, and then you enter it back in the finished product as the with the cost of gold to sell. But if you do not go through out of inventory to take it out of raw material, you'll have the product twice, the cost twice. It will still be in the raw material, and it will be in the finished product. So you need to go through out of inventory to take it out of the inventory, and then you'll enter in the finished price. Okay, but it's not added to the finished product. From the raw material, I sold it. Therefore, from the raw material, I'll go to the sold tab and put it there, and automatically it will update it for us. So let's go back to the sold, and I'm going to copy. I'm not sure what I'm going to copy. You know what? I'm just going to copy the last 2 rows here, and I'm going to update it. In fact, yeah, why not? Let's copy those 2 rows. I'm going to do that. And let's check the date here. 9/8. 9/8/23. 9/8/23. And it is a raw material, so I need to categorize it well. Did you shower? Go shower. We are going to mass, so you need to shower. You did it yesterday. If you wait for me, we will be late. So get in the tub and shower, okay? And it's Liber outlet. Do you want Angelique to shower you? Do you want Angelique to shower you? If you want Angelique to shower you, you ask Angelique. And it was sold from our website. So let's put our website, and I need to take this out of here. We'll take this out of here, but let's go back. So the raw material, and we have 96, and let's go to the raw material summary tab and look for it. That way when we made the change, you will see how that will affect this tab. So 96, none sold yet. Good. So now let's go back. Let's copy the taro. And I don't know if I have a SKU for it. No. Okay. So let's go to sold. And let's enter it. And I'm going to enter it twice. And again, category, I put raw materials here so that it can automatically update raw material stock available for us. So we sold 10, and I believe I add another 10 to it. So $11.99. Let's go back. Equal $11.99 divided by 10. And this one will be 0 because we didn't charge for that one. Again, I don't want it to be black, to be red. Okay, so let's go and see. And we need to know what states it went. New York. New York. And we didn't charge tax, so there is no tax there. and it is our website. And technically, I know the fee, but let's continue here. So I need to take this cost out of here. And the cost, we will go back to our raw material. $32. And we will enter that same cost here as well. And the shipping, let's go back and see. The shipping, we use priority envelope, $9.95. $9.95. And you can see the profit or the loss there. But then we can go to the bookkeeping and the expense tab, and we can add the shipping. I can just copy that one and paste it. And it was in September, and it was, oh, come on. I believe it's 9.8, right? Yeah. And 9.95. Okay, so it's on. But there is something we need to do here is August ended and we need to add packaging there. So I'm just going to put August, and why not in a soap, and you can just stop that. I don't know, let me see. Packaging, yeah, packaging. And we need to add the packaging that and that'll be that one for August. So we need to add that. That's the only one. Other, I will total them and add it on one row. And I need to categorize it well. Let me see here. Packaging use. It will be packaging supply use, and that's a business expense, and that's line 19. So I'm going to copy and paste it, but then I will continue to make sure I have everything. Can you just not do that? Packaging use. Let's see where we have packaging use. So I'm going to put equal. That way when next time okay, so this since it's not doing what I'm asking to do here. Packaging use, it will be equal. I'll need to save the spreadsheet, close it, and come back to it. Okay. Yeah. That way it'll show up properly. And that way it will be in the list of expenses that I will report on the tax return the way I packaging. When you see we don't have anything on that, I making update to it because I want that to go on. Yeah, this is getting updated, and that way I can have packaging, supply, purchase to go on inventory, and then packaging, supply, use will come out of it on that end. But if I'm making that change, then it's not going to account for my packaging the same way the yeah, I'm making some changes to it, to this at the same time. Therefore, I have to it won't work the way it was last year if I move it, because by adding it on this, automatically the row of packaging, supply, use, it should have come out of that. And let me see, in fact, instead of changing it, where did I find that? Instead of changing it, I should have left one row for those packaging. Okay, that's this one, packaging, supply, use. So let me see by the month how I did it well. I'm glad I kept that one in it as well. So let's see. And that's that 44 cents in the month of August. Well done. Okay, so because I'm in a transition between the way I was doing it to the new way that I want to do it, I wanted to make sure I have both options available until I finish all those packaging that I have on hand that were now inventorized with the product. Don't know if it makes sense. So that is an example of how you can record your sales, your shipping costs, your reconcile your bank account with your journal. And we didn't do how to put production, how to enter production in inventory. And it might just have to be another video, second video, to continue this process. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Afiavi Liberman, creators of Liberman Consulting L.L.C YouTube channel, and ninasoap.com, our blog, where we share tips, and then we have our free downloads where you can find the free inventory and sales worksheets, or the bookkeeping workbook for S Corporation or LLC tax as an S Corp, where you file Form 1120S. On our articles and our videos are all about different ways you can save money and different ways you can make money to reach your financial independence, where you do not depend, on your employer to put food on your table. And this way is one way to save money if you design your own spreadsheet to track your expenses. And that allows you to keep your business expenses low at the start. If you do not have a software to track your expenses, you can still use a spreadsheet to do so. If you have a spreadsheet or a Google sheet you use, you can do that And by tracking your expenses in a way that allows you to file your tax return, you will be able to have everything laid out. And when it's time to file your tax return, you just have everything ready to just pull the totals to the form. And if at the start you can file your own taxes using a tax software, and it still costs you less than if you go to a tax preparer to file your taxes for you. And when you are ready, you do not have your business take off and you don't have time to do those things yourself, and you hire a tax preparer to prepare your tax for you, you will still know how to organize your financial data, how to record your data in a way that you when you hand over your finances for a tax professional to file your taxes for you, they'll be able to do it accurately because you already have your information organized in a way that they will be able to use it accurately. And this is an example on how to record your sales and automatically see how your inventory is getting updated. And as we are talking about this, you can notice that we enter 10 and 10 on 2 rows for the sales, and you can see that it automatically enter the cost of goods sold for us and update the number we have on hand and the cost associated with it for us. And the inventory spreadsheet, and you'll notice that we didn't go through out of inventory even though it was a raw material, because it's sold out, it is sold, and we went through sold tab right away. It made that update for us. And again, the summary will be up to date. You still have to compare it every month, check it every month to make sure data are pulling properly. That row and this row should be pulling properly, and when it's not, you'll wonder where the issue is so that you can adjust it. It could be something is categorized wrong, and I don't know what else. Oh yes, or something the handmade was not added to it in the category. You can see that this one match and this one match and this one didn't. So that means something that is private label was categorized as a handmade, for instance, and then stationery match as well, and that means you will go back to your sold first to see if you categorize your product well. And we know we sold a there is a bamboo here, and that's a private label product. We have it, but I think there is something else that was private label that we sold, and that's what I have to find. But yes, that is those instances that your total won't match well when a category has not been properly selected. But yeah, I will have to go further up and probably where at the in this session as well to make sure those private label are all accurate. But it's just an example of why those two won't match. And another example will be to go to the the tab of the item to make sure the category is well done, because you can see the total matches, but those two got switched, handmade and private label. So the issue is between the two, and it has to be up to date. And then this will allow you to be able to complete your cost of goods sold tab, a form to add to Form 1120S. Thank you so much for your time. We thank you very much, all that watch our videos. We thank you for all your comment, and we thank you very much, you all that subscribe to our channel. Thank you.